Hello everyone, so I just filmed the Stila tutorial, which is why I'm wearing the makeup now. But one thing I wanted to show you was the Benefit High Beam and Moonbeam comparison. Here is Benefit Moonbeam, and here is Benefit High Beam. I'll start with High Beam because High Beam is a little bit more popular. It came out first. Basically what these both are liquid luminizers. So they're highlighters in liquid form. And they both come in the same nail polish style packaging. It's like a retro throwback, I suppose. And the formula isn't entirely liquid, it's slightly a liquid cream based. And this one is considered a luminescent complexion enhancer, while the Moonbeam is considered an iridescent complexion enhancer. So they're both pink tone based, but this has a more apricot glow and this has a more straight pink silver glow. And the reason why I chose this look to use with both of these is so that you could see the difference. So this is what I consider a nighttime look with all the sparkle, glitter, and the dark tone shadow, and that's why I'm going to show you the High Beam first. So the way I like to apply this is take the applicator, which looks like a nail polish applicator like I said, and put it on the back of your hand. So the back of my hand is clean. And I don't like to use this applicator on my face because I feel like it'll make the product go bad faster. And I just think like this is a much more sanitary way to do it. I mean, you don't have to agree with me obviously, but I am definitely more sensitive about what I put on my face because I don't like to get breakouts and all that, you know. But anyway, here's what the color looks like. So it is definitely a silvery pink tone, and I'm going to use my Essence of Beauty foundation brush. This is from CVS, and you could use a thinner brush if you would like. I just like this brush. And pick up the product gently, so just tap it on to the brush like this, just to the tips. Okay, so the best way, in my experience, to apply Benefit High Beam and Moonbeam is to start on your face where the pupil hits the center. So right here. So line it up, and that's where I'm going to start. So take it, tap it gently, sweep it up towards the temple, then around the eye here, and don't try to buff it in like you would foundation. Just tap it into the skin. You don't want it to disappear because that's the problem I generally have with these liquid luminizers. They just don't show up on my skin and they tend to blend in with my foundation. But if you do it this way, after you apply your powder, after you apply your blush, just go ahead and dab it on. And just make sure it doesn't look lumpy on your skin. But you don't want to blend it as you would in foundation. And you could take it around here, but generally I don't like to do that because if I go out, I don't want to have an oily look here. It doesn't make me greasy by any means, but you know, just in case. And then you can go ahead and take it down the nose here. You don't want to use too much product for this because like I said, you don't want to end up shiny, but a little bit on the cupid's bow, here underneath your chin. That's good. So basically you can't really see it too much because of the lighting, but you can see it enough so that it gives me this sheen. It's like not a glimmer like my eyes are, which is a good comparison. It's more like not comes from your skin kind of glow, but it definitely gives you that hint of dimension to your cheek. And I really like this for nighttime. For day, I think this is a little much, just because the silver tone tends to bring out like a nighttime feel. So because I'm warm, when I wear cool tones like this Benefit High Beam, it gives you more nighttime glow. But when I wear stuff like Moonbeam, it's more of a daytime feel. So I'm going to show you how I use this. So same way, I'm going to swatch it for you. So it has the same packaging, but it's just a different colored top. Looks like So it looks like this. It is very apricot looking. It doesn't look like it has much dimension now, but on the cheek it's a definite pinky glow. So using the other side of my foundation brush, just go ahead and pick it up. And then using the other cheek, obviously, go ahead, using the same technique, line up your brush with the center of the pupil. Start from that area here. You don't want to go too close because then your whole cheek's going to look all greasy. And this definitely has a pink touch, but it's more of like a sun-kissed, more like glowing feel in my opinion. It's less of a highlighting touch. And Moonbeam is also really good mixed in with your foundation. So I'm also going to take it down the nose here, along my Cupid's bow. So I really like to wear Moonbeam during the day and High Beam at night. You know, if I really had to choose one, I probably would go with the High Beam just because I think, even though I wouldn't wear it in the day, it's a really, really nice nighttime product. And it looks good in photos. It doesn't make me look greasy. Moonbeam, on the other hand, tends to be more of a day-only product because when you're out in the sunlight, it really hits your face so nicely. Whereas the High Beam doesn't tend to look as good in sunlight. It looks good more in flash photography and dim lighting because it's so obvious. Whereas Moonbeam, you really have to be outside in natural daylight to really see the effects. High Beam, you could see inside, like if I was in the office, you could still see I was wearing shimmer. Moonbeam, on the other hand, not so much. So if you work under fluorescent lights in an office setting most of the times and you want to use a complexion enhancer but without, you know, having like a disco glow, so to speak, definitely go with the Moonbeam. But if you're more of a nighttime person and you like going to party and you like going to clubbing activities, then I would definitely suggest High Beam because I think it's more versatile for you, at least in terms of photos and just being seen. But for sure, Benefit, High Beam, and Moonbeam have their benefits with each of them. I can't really choose which one because I like both, and since I have both, they're both at my disposal at all times. They're both a little over $26, including tax. So whichever one you buy is entirely up to you. I don't use these all the time, but definitely when I have the extra few minutes, I will apply it. And it always gives me a nice touch. So Moonbeam actually looks better when it's blended in with your foundation. It just gives you like a warmer, nice glow. Whereas High Beam, I think it's a little too high shimmer, glimmer, whatever you want to call it, to be mixed in with foundation. But these both have good aspects to them. I think they're worthwhile products. I'm not a huge fan of Benefit, but I really like them. And at first, you know, I wasn't a huge fan of the packaging, but now I don't mind it so much now that I put it on the back of my hand and use a brush to sweep it along my cheeks. But here is Moonbeam. The camera doesn't pick it up at all, as you can see, but in the daylight it is seriously the most beautiful glow. I thought I was making a mistake when I bought this, but you have to see it outside in action. And this you could still see under the camera light. So that's the difference that it makes, and that's the difference between whether you want to buy High Beam or Moonbeam. So this is definitely more natural and subtle in the indoors under fluorescent light. And High Beam definitely shows all around. So if you want, if you have an issue with highlighters not showing up on your skin, definitely go for the High Beam then, because this one will show on you no matter what. No matter what circumstances you're in, whatever lighting, High Beam will show. These are also really good to layer under powder-based highlighters and luminizers if those powder ones aren't showing up too well for you. Just swipe on a little bit of this and then dust it quickly before these set, and then you'll get your full effect of the powder highlighter. Okay, so that's all for the beams. I hope you go check these out. They're really worthwhile products, even for the price. They last you a long time. So I hope this review was helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Thanks for watching.